Catching up on some albums I missed last week when I was in the hospital, but not for me. But you won't know, cause I'm not gonna tell you everything. But you will get a review. I think I'm losing my mind. American folk singer and songwriter Madi Diaz has returned for their 6th studio album, Weird Faith. Even though this is her 6th studio album, this is the first time I have heard of Madi Diaz, so I am not at all familiar with her back catalog. I was intrigued by the singles, though, which kind of remind me of a more folk, country, Julian Baker-esque sort of vibe. I also see that she toured with Waxahachie, so she is in good company, and because of all of that, I was like, all right, I will give this album a listen. The album opens with the vulnerable acoustic ballad, Same Risk. This song is about a sexual encounter, with Madi asking if her or her partner are taking the same risks by engaging in the sexual act. This could be taken very surface level as one being more committed to the future of the relationship than the other. So the risk is more about whether the relationship is going to work past the fact that they had sex. However, I can't help but also think with lines like, do you think this could ruin your life, as including the weight of gendered differences in sexual encounters. It is a sweet song, though. It has these big moments. The pop balladry is on point. It's a decent start to this album. We then get the indie rock influenced track, Everything Almost, which is a cute and moving love song. It is a play on the idea of giving everything to your partner, with instead you giving almost everything. You know, some things should be kept to yourself. It's catchy, it's cute, it's just a decent track. This is followed by the stripped down song Girlfriend, which is a sympathetic song being sung about Madi's boyfriend's last girlfriend, with Madi relating that she would also hate to see her ex move on, so she can sympathize with this ex-girlfriend, having negative feelings towards her. Especially when, as Madi reflects, that her and this boyfriend are so in love, so she can really understand why you would not like her. I do enjoy the slight build of the track, even when the song's stakes are kind of low. Although the stakes are low, it still is a creative twist on a love song. You know, I can't say that I've heard a lot of songs being sung about your boyfriend's ex-girlfriend and you sympathizing with her. We then get a piano ballad called Hurting You, which is about how hurting you hurts me. The song is pretty straightforward. It's not terrible, but also not very exciting. It's just, it's a ballad. The track Get to Know Me is much more enjoyable. The song is mostly acoustic guitar, but the vocal swells reverberate with intensity. This intensity is enhanced with these occasional intrusions of huge drums and pianos that hit so hard. Madi again comes across vulnerable, asking her partner how well they want to get to know her, almost implying that they won't like what they will find. Lyrically, it is pretty straightforward, but the music really plays with the tensions, and Madi's voice is wonderful here. It's just a very relatable song. The song Kiss the Wall is even more a straight-up love song, with the love being so enjoyable it's like slamming into a wall. The song has this huge crescendo with these distorted, almost shoegazy guitars. It's a nice break from the more mellow cuts on this album, but again, lyrically, it's just kind of cute and nothing spectacular. We then get maybe my favorite cut off this album, God Person. Maddie sings about watching people worship and how she keeps searching herself but isn't a god person. But she does feel awe in natural beauty, talking about the sky and the ocean. But there is also an awareness of turmoil, both in relationships. I think she hints to her parents having a falling out, maybe a divorce, but also in natural disasters. So there is this yearning to want to believe something, if only for the comfort, and you can really hear it in her voice as she strains singing, "I want to know it." She does come to this realization throughout the song, though, that maybe this yearning, this wanting to know it, is good enough, as she ends the chorus with a double negative. I can't say I'm not a god person. Most of the song is just acoustic, with the vocals having enough reverb to sound transcendental, which is fitting to the content of the song. But I like that at the end of the song, things get grounded. The reverb stops, almost as if the transcendental is leaving. It is an interesting personal look at Maddie's spirituality, or possible lack thereof, in the middle of this album full of love songs, and I loved it. It was a standout track for me. What I think is the best song on the album is then followed by my least favorite, Don't Do Me Good, featuring Casey Musgraves. This is just a straightforward pop folk country sad sack tune, and it's a bit of a snooze fest, if I am being honest. It's just, I feel like I've heard it a million times. Nothing happens here, and just like, yeah, you're good. You don't do me good. I need to find me a better man. We then get a very melancholic breakup song for months now. And honestly, I find the song kind of abusive. She has fallen out of love with this person, but won't break up with them. She even says she's not proud of this fact. But like, if you're not proud of it, break up with them then. Even the bridge, she sings, "When I love you, I hate you the most." It is played so melodramatically, but also, like, it just comes across as super toxic. The build-up during the bridge also has that kind of, like, barn stomping vibe from, like, a band like the Lumineers, but with the energy just, like, toned down. Like, I'm not even a huge fan of the Lumineers, but, like, even they have some, like, pep in their step. You know, this is, like a... like a really mellow version of the Barn Stomper, you know? This kind of I love you and I hate you vibe is done much better in the next song, KFM, which is an acronym for Kill, Fuck, Marry, with Maddie singing in the chorus that she just wants to kill, fuck, marry you forever. This is a cute play with that childish game in that it isn't listing people that you would want to kill, fuck, or marry, but she is singing as if the person is simultaneously someone that she wants to kill, fuck, and marry. Compared to the last song, this kind of toxic dynamic comes across much more playful and cute. It feels more tongue-in-cheek rather than serious, or at least tongue-in-cheek in that I don't think she actually wants to kill them. The chorus also mixes things up with the normal balladry throughout most of the album, with her having almost a monotone delivery, but it works very well, as if she is bursting at the seams and has landed on like a still frustration. So yeah, again, it is serious. She really is like, yeah, I want to kill you, but you know, it's like, deep down inside she doesn't, you know, but like, I'm frustrated. The title track on the album, Weird Faith, is another snooze fest to me. It is a straightforward, plucked acoustic folk tune, which at its base is about learning to move on, and like, cool. The album ends though on a high note with the indie rock banger, Obsessive Thoughts. Maddie sounds great on this song, but different than on the rest of the album, with her yelling chant-like on the chorus. There's even like a moment where she's just like hollering, sustained in the background, and like it's like we're listening to another band's song. It just feels kind of out of place on this album, which is a weird choice to make for the closer on this album, but still, it sounds fantastic. The song sees Madi introspecting about how things always end and how she can be a lot in a relationship, and it has this raw emotional intensity. Just a great way to end this album. This album was all over the place for me. I do think it is worth a listen, even if it is not as consistent, and even when it sounds good, some of the songs are lyrically one-dimensional. But there are some great gems here, so yeah, don't sleep on this one, but yeah, you might skip a few songs. But overall, I would give this album a 6.5 out of 10. What did you think of this album? Did you like it? Did you not like it? Let me know in the chat. Thank you for listening to my reviews. Don't forget to like the video, and yeah, thanks again. See me in the next review or something, you know? Maybe subscribe to the channel. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know.